Whether you're a brand new player or someone who's been jumping in and out of the game, this content is for you. We're going to break down the most common troops and share some tips to help you use them more effectively. As a new player, your deployment limit is low, so a good portion of your army will consist of common troops, as they're easier to get and therefore easier to upgrade. But you'll want to start replacing them with rare troops, as a common tier is fairly weak even at level 6. Here's a key tip. Level 7 commons are a huge jump from level 6. Not only is their health and damage higher, you unlock their passive ability, Trigger Master. You'll see here the damage difference over level 5 and 6. And then level 6 and 7. The level 7 damage output is tremendously more. Now you upgrade to level 7 using Forge Stones, and we know Forge Stones are hard to get, so you don't want to waste them on common troops. Instead, a smart thing to do would be to upgrade only one of each troop to level 7, except, and I repeat, not the Wood Shield Guard, and I'll explain that in a bit. On top of that, every troop you push to level 7 unlocks a Power Stance achievement, giving you 100 gems each. So here's a quick tip about gems. You want to save all your gems and only use them in the wheel or the card master for mythic troops. So I mentioned not leveling up the Wood Shield Guard earlier, and that is because the Wood Shield Guard is trash. Another quick key tip here, the health and attack displayed here is for each individual troop in that unit. So if it's an individual troop, like the Wood Shield Guard, then that's his actual health and attack. But if there's multiple of them in that unit, for example like the Demomen, then here his health is actually 3k per one of the Demomen in that unit. As you see here, the total damage to the Demomen is 23k, which is not possible if all the Demomen together only have 3k health. And the attack damage is the same. Each Demomen is dealing damage individually. So with that being said, you can see how the Wood Shield Guard is useless. It's a single troop in that unit, versus the Demomen or Swordsman is multiple troops in that unit. Between the Demomen and the Swordsman, they both have similar health. The Demomen does more damage and his skill stuns, and the Swordsman's skill deals splash damage. Now stun is useful, but that's one Demomen stunning one target, while the Swordsman is one Swordsman dealing splash damage to all troops in his skill radius. As you can see here, the Demomen side of the army will always lose during a mirror match. So you're wondering, how is this information useful? Well, in some rare cases where you have enough higher tier troops and end up having 2 deployment points left to fill up your army, and you want a melee unit, the Swordsman is the better choice. Now on to the range units. We have the Archer, Gunner, and Snowball Thrower. The Archer with a higher attack and the lower HP, and the Gunner and the Snowball Thrower with the lower attack but the higher HP. The Archer does physical damage, the Gunner does fire damage, and the Snowball Thrower does water damage. So here's a key tip. You think that the Gunner with its fire type damage would be better against units that is weak to fire, like the Pumpkin Guard, compared to the Archer, but it's not the case. The fire damage is too low to matter, and that would be the same with the Snowball Thrower's water damage. Now the Snowball Thrower's skill causes movement speed drop, which I think is completely useless, compared to the Archer and the Gunner, which have a multi-target skill that does damage to multiple targets. And with that, range units are built to deal damage from a distance. They're not meant to tank hits, so their health isn't as important as their damage output. When you're in those moments where you need to fill your last deployment points with range units, out of the 3, the Archer stands above. It's your most reliable pick to deal damage and help take out units. Well, if you made it this far, I appreciate you sticking with me.
Hopefully these tips gives you an edge out there, and if you found this helpful, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.